If you are selling high ticket, you really may not need to be giving things away for free. Because, honey, not me yesterday closing down my free community and turning it paid, and then me waking up to a new paid community member and then another one joining later today. Like, it's the confirmation. It's the confirmation. So let's talk about it. Really, we could go down a whole rabbit hole about this topic, about this concept. And when I was just ideating around it, I was letting it simmer. I was actually taking Bella for a walk, and it really just dawned on me that, like, what I've known is there are no rules. What I'm experiencing is there are no rules. And during our group call today, so we had our weekly group call for my the premium tier and my membership. I'll drop the link, drop the details below. But we were talking about just not having to do free, especially when you have already like a low tiered community. And by low tiered, I mean it's priced low. Like one of the tiers is like low. So one of our members has a tier that is less than $10 a month. I was like, girl, you don't need the free tier. But also another one of our members was talking about how she just had to like kind of tuck herself away. Because I didn't see her last week, and I was like, oh, I hope she okay, because she showed all the calls. And what she was saying to me is like, she just needed a moment to just like not be immersed in the noise and looking at what like this person's doing, that person's doing, this person's doing, that person's doing, which I totally support, like wholeheartedly. Like if you need to like skip a couple of our calls so that you can like get yourself together, like by all means, I totally support that. And it just further proves my point of just like, one, what I've been saying to you all on this channel is cut out the noise, cut out the noise, cut out the noise. The other thing that I've been saying to y'all is there are no rules. There are no rules. There are no rules, right? However you want to do something is however you want to do something. And I just really feel like at this point, it's not, oh, let me go get this person's strategy or that person's strategy. Like, yes, people have strategies. I have strategies. And my thing is always like, take what you feel like is going to work, take what you're going to feel good implementing, leave what doesn't. But like, move from the place of desire. If you want to do free from a place of desire, do free. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. But doing free because you feel like you have to, because someone said, okay, well, you have to do this free thing in order to get this result. What do we always ask on this channel? What is the NLP question we ask? According to whom? According to whom? Who is the rule maker for all of online business and how you have to operate and how you have to do this and how you have to make sales and how you have to market and how you have to create content and like who is it? Okay. Nobody. Exactly. So let it come from the place of desire. And like I talked about in yesterday's video, look at the data and also gauge how you feel, but don't just lead by feelings, right? And it's so interesting because, we getting like 2 new clients today is exciting. I'm like, thank you, God. Yes, please. But more importantly, they're excited to be in the space. Whereas when I was allowing people in the community for free, I would send them messages. I'm not hearing anything. I recorded welcome messages, like video, nothing. I even went as far as hosting like an onboarding call to help them get acclimated into the community, because I do believe in trying to give like a good onboarding experience. And so I just wanted to have a way to get to know the new members and show them around the community, help them get started, like all the things. And do you know who came to those calls? Do you know who came to those free calls for the free people in the community? The paid people. It was my paid members who showed up to the call, and they knew like the whole point of the call was like to help people get acclimated into the community space, and they didn't even need that because they had already been in the membership, but they still showed up. They still showed up. So I'm like, okay, bet. And it's no shade to anybody who has entered my world or my space for free. Like, I appreciate you. I really do. Especially, we never know about people. And that's one of the things that also want to make sure that we mention, because there's a lot of like talk down on people who do things for free. And I don't necessarily believe those things. Again, I make my decisions based off of my experiences, my data, and how I feel, um, but not off of just what anybody says. So even though I didn't have like necessarily the greatest of the greatest of the greatest experience, now don't get me wrong, I have had people that have jumped into paid things, but I want to build a community. I don't want people to just buy my shit. If that was the case, I wouldn't have a community. I could just like do courses and digital products the e-commerce way, run ads, and just like go mind my business, go chill on the beach. Um, but no, I want the community. And so I'm not going to tell anybody, oh, don't have a free community. Like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. What, based off of my experience, that's not a reason to not do something. That's totally not a reason not to do something. But you can take my words into consideration, you know? But yeah, so, you know, we're not going to talk down on the people who do the free, because we don't know if those free people are, you know, still going maybe through the stuff, maybe speaking our names in rooms that we are not in. Like, I consider those types of things. And, and it is those people that will continue to fuel me to want to continue to show up and provide good free value for them to learn from, even if it's not in my community space. Because at the end of the day, still a business, still gonna make them monies. We still gonna make them monies. So, you know, like I mentioned yesterday, it doesn't mean that like don't provide free or anything like that. Like, yes, go ahead and do that if it feels good for you. Don't do it because Kiana Lachey said that you have to do it. Do it because it feels right for you, your business model, your goals, your strategy, all of the other things. There's a many of ways to provide value to people. And there's a many of ways to actually provide free value to people. And so if using your YouTube channel is one of the ways that you actually want to start providing that free value for people, especially if you want to stop pushing yourself so much to create so much content on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, because these platforms will penalize you if you take a break, if you need to step away. And then you got to like rev it up. And that's not even just like me guessing. Like, this is what I've heard from people who like teach about these platforms. It's like, okay, well, if you step away, like that's fine, but you don't, you got to like earn your trust back. YouTube don't treat people like that. But aside from that, you can create so much more value, I think, in just creating a YouTube video than, you know, an Instagram carousel, or, you know, like, can I ask you a question? When you save reels and carousels and posts in Instagram, how often do you go back to like look at them, or do you like forget that they even exist? Like, you save them with the intention of going back. I don't know. I'm like that. I'm like, I have all types of like valuable pieces of content that like I saved, and then I forget they exist after I hit save. But nonetheless, we have the YouTube Grow Challenge, YouTube Glow Up. I mean, grow up. Should we call it the YouTube Grow Up? Nonetheless, we are starting our challenge May the 1st, and I want you to come join us. Let me teach you how to simply do this. Simply. I'm lazy. I am lazy. And so I'm always finding the easiest way to go ahead and implement something, do something, embody something. And I want to bring it to you. And so I want you to go ahead and join us for the challenge. The link to register is below. And I am going to see you, my darling, inside of the community.